Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so it looks like this HoneyKomb Brazy situation is getting even crazier as time progresses. Now, everybody woke up this morning to some horrible news about somebody in the hip hop community. And I'm talking about none other than HoneyKomb Brazy. Now, HoneyKomb Brazy got some of the worst news ever. And he posted it to social media, man, to just send his last condolences or whatnot. And the situation I'm talking about, I covered in another video, and it involved HoneyKomb Brazy's grandparents being shot and burned alive. Now, this, I hate to put it in those direct terms, and I know that is shocking to the ear, but that is definitely what happened, and that's what's been alleged all day. But it seems like, man, that everybody has been watching this situation, including the Alphabet Boys, because according to HoneyKomb Brazy, the feds have actually contacted him about the situation. Now, he took to social media just a few minutes ago just to talk about this situation and what went down with the feds, and he just did it in one post on his story. Now, we're going to go over all that and the rest of the details, but do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. All right, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about this HoneyKomb Brazy situation just a little bit. Now, I am not new to covering HoneyKomb Brazy. I've talked about him on several videos before this incident, when he was on his rise coming up, man. Check my back catalog about those videos. But this morning, I had to do one of the craziest stories I have ever heard in hip-hop. And that was the fact that HoneyKomb Brazy's grandparents were were allegedly burned up in a house that that they own for years, according to some street stuff. Because of some street stuff involving HoneyKomb Brazy. Now, this must have been weighing on HoneyKomb Brazy's heart, because he took to social media and talked about it in length. Now, I went over the exact post and all the stuff about that, and you can check that on my other video. But in this video, I want to talk about the fact that the Alphabet Boys have been watching this entire situation. You guys got to think about this. You have a situation where two elderly people just lost their life behind some street stuff, allegedly, right? Two elderly people. If you look at that picture and you hear those people screaming on that video, it breaks your heart. Nothing about that is cool. Nothing about this is cool. And HoneyKomb Brazy, I think he might be all out of options. Now, I'm not saying that he's cooperating or anything like that. Please don't take that for what I'm saying. I'm just saying they probably reached out to him because they see the extent of what's going on. They hear the chatter online, and somebody wants some answers. Because what went down with his grandparents, if it's true, and I'm saying if, because we haven't seen any verified news source except for one. I've seen one verified news source who talked about the house fire, but tying it to some street stuff, I haven't seen anything verified by that except for the post by HoneyKomb Brazy. Other than that, it's all speculation. But the craziness of it is, I don't even count what happened to them as street stuff. As you've got two elderly people in their golden years, it's our job to protect them, man. It's our job to make sure that society is all right for them so they could live out the rest of their years in peace. And for something like this, man, to be as horrific as it is, as their way out, I can't even fathom or imagine that, man. It's crazy. And maybe I don't, because it happened in real life. Now, HoneyKomb Brazy said he was contacted by the feds, and he basically put that up on this post right here. Now, HoneyKomb Brazy posted this on social media not even that long ago, man. And basically, he's saying this. He's alluding to the fact that the feds are reaching out to him, and this is what he said verbatim. He said, "I ain't even made it to the city yet, and the feds calling me, talking about a shooting and this and that." I'm like, man, my people, the one dead, this Brazy. And basically what he's saying there, let me decode that and pick it apart for those who are slow. He's basically saying that he's barely on his way into the city. He's on his way into the city, which draws a red flag right there for me already. And he already got hit up by the Alphabet Boys to let him know that they want to talk about the shooting and the whole situation and see what went down. Now, HoneyKomb Brazy is in a weird predicament here. him being a street slash gangster rapper, it puts him in a situation where, like, what is he supposed to do? Talk about it? I mean, that's going to open up a whole nother, situation for him, because all the rumors point to he got in this situation by talking about other people within the city that he felt were not living up to the street code. Now, I'm dancing around all that because I don't want to say anything crazy, man, that's going to allude to something else that's going to spread like wildfire, just because of how far these videos usually stretch. I must admit is HoneyKomb Brazy is still very active on social media. I've done stories in the past where he was talking on social media about other people in the rap game and stuff like that, but it seems like, man, this hasn't, stopped how much he's going to communicate with his fans as this situation goes forward, man. It is a crazy situation because, yeah, the Alphabet Boys are calling him, and any normal citizen, man, me, you, anybody who goes to work every day, just regular people, man, we could just rely on them to take care of this and give them as much information as we could because, we're regular people, right? But HoneyKomb Brazy is in a situation where he portrays a certain way in his music and in his lifestyle, and for all intents and purposes, all of that seems to check out with HoneyKomb Brazy. I mean, he's official and stands on what he is. But in this situation, he can't even reach out for help at the same agencies that are set there to help you. So it's so weird, man. And it almost makes you look at the blatant contradictions and the weird paradox that a gangster rapper is in his career. It should be no wonder that the feds or whoever have reached out to HoneyKomb Brazy, because it seems like the whole world, maybe country at this point, man, have looked at this situation at least once and have seen what went down with it. You even have popular rappers like Meek Mill who have gone on social media and sent him a shout out, amongst others. Like Meek Mill posted this right here, where he said, praying hands emoji, prayers to HoneyKomb and his family, shaking my head. And this was just a retweet of a story that they had locally there, and they talked about the situation that took place with HoneyKomb Brazy's grandparents. It seems like a lot of people are reaching out and feeling bad for HoneyKomb Brazy in this situation, and it's a terrible, terrible travesty. But I still pose the question, like, man, what in the world is going down in Mobile for it to get to this point? Now, there's a lot of rumors. I did a story a long time ago where he personally talked about there's a bag on his head. And for all intents and purposes, I believe him when he says that now. Before, I thought it was just hip hop promotion. But man, if it's to this extent, I don't have any advice. I mean, as a regular everyday citizen, you don't know even what the steps for him to take next should be. But I'm hoping his next move is his best move. And I still send all my condolences out to HoneyKomb Brazy. Now, with that, what do you guys think, man? Do you think that HoneyKomb Brazy should entertain talking to the Alphabet Boys in this situation? I know that is taboo and that is against every principle that he's got, so I'm pretty sure you guys are against that. Or should he just stick to the G code, keep it street, and make sure that he takes care of his family and their funeral and all that he can do on that end? Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.